John gets me the most beautiful Christmas gifts every year. Just really great. So he starts buying them way before Christmas, but today we made a donation to the World Wildlife Federation, and I'm going to be getting an adorable as a gift, as a thank you gift for adopting a mother and baby kangaroo. We're going to get the certificate and a stuffed animal, and that's such a great gift, John. Thanks. I'm glad you like it. I thought you were going to choose the cardinal birds, but then, I know how I feel. You love kangaroos. You've called my mother-in-law a kangaroo. In a great poem, you drew a great picture of her as a kangaroo. So there is a warm spot for kangaroos, but also we do love them, and people should be nicer to them because they're very intelligent creatures, and they were not put on Earth to box for people's sport, to entertain people. It's a fucking wrong-headed thing to do, much less kill them for their meat and eat them. No, no, you don't do that. Anyway, so we're supporting the World Wildlife Federation, a wonderful, wonderful cause, and adopting some kangaroos. And then we'll show them tomorrow because I'm too tired to open them, but I want to charge them up tomorrow. Portable USB rechargeable. They're very compact. It looks very, very groovy. Hand warmers for my poor arthritic knuckles and thumb. Yeah. He just finds these amazing gifts for me, and I never would have even looked for something like that or dreamt that it existed. He tells me to look up hand warmers and rechargeable. I'm like, rechargeable hand warmers? Where do you see these things? They're like the size of a pack of cigarettes. There's two of them. They charge up and they're very safe. You could put them inside gloves, or you could just. I'm just gonna put like wrist warmers on and just have them. I should have charged them up. I feel like using them right now. They charge very quickly, so we could do that as soon as we turn off this camera and say 99, right? What else did you want us? And well, what else did we get? Well, we got a new dustbuster, and we still have to open that. We got a sunglasses with a built-in video camera. That looks like that's going to be a trip learning how to use that, but it'll be really fun and crazy. That we'll be making some pretty crazy videos with that in the new year. Some art supplies. He got me some clay. I will show the director's thing. He got me. Oh, we'll show that tomorrow for my filmmaking career. Tonight we had an incredible visitation from my old friend Buzzy, our old friend Buzzy of Forest Park fame, and finding out that he is the twin flame of Aubrey Plaza. I love that there's a Z in both of their names, Buzzy and Aubrey Plaza. I also love that they're A, Aubrey, B, Buzzy. Because his name will always be Buzzy to me, even though it was Richard Brazzati. He will always be Buzzy to me and to everybody else who hung out at that park, really. And like the first two letters, she's A-U, Aubrey, and he's B-U, B. And I don't know. It just struck me. It seemed kind of cool. Yeah, you're too much with your signs and your signifiers. Well, it's what I do. You cannot stop smiling. Can't. Not really. No. I knew you'd be so excited, though. I could tell you're very tired, but I could tell how excited you are by that connection. I am. And John then, after we made the video, he had me post that I like did a post bombing on a lot of people in Glendale. I just like found a bunch of names, went down a couple of friend lists, and sent that video to a select group of people. Richie Feminella, Anthony Lombardo, people that I used to, Patty Tracy, Ketera, Renee Orpoli. I looked for the Kumps and the Lackners, could not find them, but what's her name? Lang, Tiny, the other girl's name, Face. What was Face's name? Lisa Lampert. Tracy Gallagher. I mean, he had me sent to a bunch of people. The Buzzy and Aubrey Plaza thing. So everybody on that we sent that video to knew Buzzy or knew of him. This was at Buzzy and John's request. So if you got one of those emails in your box, you should view it. Whether or not you do, I don't really care. But that's the word. You know, there are no accidental connections. Johnny, I feel like I'm like, sort of, you're dry because of the antibiotics are really kicking in now. It's only been a little over 24 hours that you've been on them. You're doing very well, really. Yeah, all right. How's my infection from where you sit? How is it from where you sit? I think it's healing up fast. It seems like it's healing up fast. We did an awful lot of medical work on that today. Yeah. Still no word about Christopher. He went to see what's going. He went up. He went around back to see from his brother the story with his father. His father must still be alive. The hospital said last night that it was looking like the last day of his life, and I'm sure I would have heard something if he crossed over. Wouldn't you have told me, John? I don't always tell you until sometimes you do. Yeah, sometimes I do. With Eugene, you told me like a couple of months before he died. I thought he was dead already. Well, he was floating in and out for a while. Eugene, how are you? He died from complications of diabetes too, and he was really nearly blind and at the point where they wanted to amputate, and he was just not going to allow them to do that, so he died at home in very bad shape. Young man in his 50s. Eugene, what have you to say? I remember the night that John brought you to me, and I pointed my finger. You remember that? Yes, Eugene, you're giving me chills. Well, and I was saying, I can see the future. I couldn't really make out what you were saying at that time, but I assumed you were already crossed over, and you weren't. But I was, Lynn. I was really going in and out at that time. I was, near death and kept pulling myself back. You kept pulling myself back to life. No easy feat, the shape that I was in, but I did it because I also was pretty afraid of what was to come because of how I lived my life. You can say what happened, or I'll say it. When Eugene, my boss, was a very young man, just out of law school, and he had a promising law future in front of him, but he was always a big drinker because his family was a bunch of drunks, and his mother, may she rest in peace, she encouraged him to drink when he was very young. Used to make him drinks all the time when he was way too young to be drinking. So alcoholism was something that he started in with very young. To get to the point, he killed somebody unintentionally when he was driving drunk. He woke up in jail. Or in the hospital, Eugene, and knowing that he caused an accident and that a young father with a couple of children was dead because of his blackout behind the wheel. And his life after that he could never pick up any kind of equilibrium after that. He didn't feel that he deserved to be alive. He couldn't stop drinking. In fact, the drinking got worse because he could not stand to think about what he had done. And it was a horrible, endless spiral of unhappiness and dysfunction until he died from complications due to diabetes. Very painful death. His skin looked like it was falling off. Yes, my skin. That was. I had those staph infections all over my body, Lynn. All over. Infection. My body couldn't fight anything off at the end. Yes. We don't have to get into it, Eugene. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know how sick you were. It was difficult to be around you, and I'm sorry if I was less than kind. It was unbelievable what I inflicted on everybody around me. They had to smell me, they had to look at me. I felt like a monstrosity. Don't think for one moment that I felt like a normal human being. But I felt like I didn't deserve to be a normal human being. I wasn't one. I felt always that I had been, for some reason, cast out of society in general because of the sin that I committed while under the influence, intoxicated. Well, Eugene, everything's okay now, right? Yeah, but I'm still working it out. I'm pretty newly crossed over. I don't think I want to go back. It was very traumatizing, but I might at some point. Don't sound so heavy-hearted. No, I'm not heavy-hearted. The thing is, we're not forced to do this. So it's like you're grappling with yourself about coming back and doing it. I don't have to. God won't make me come back. But I feel like I somehow should, but it's nothing I have to decide right now. And Rita is your twin flame? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's laughing. He's looking at Anne H. He's like, yeah, I kind of like her, though, but Anne H kind of looks like Rita a little. And as we've said, this is another recap. Anne H and Matthew Perry, Twin Flames. How are you guys doing? Good. Yeah, you're not forced to go back down. We don't think Eugene will go back down, but that's his nature right now, is he feels like he should be punished, but he was really punished enough. That's everyone's consensus over here. Yeah, Eugene, that was like, your whole life became a penance somehow and a tragedy. I feel like you deserve happiness. You really do. Has Rita? I don't think I'm allowed to say anything to you about Rita right now because that's going to be a big surprise coming up very soon. So just sit tight. Okay. We know she's been on your mind. Yes, she's always on my mind. I love Rita. I love her a lot. Every time I say arts and crap, I think of her. Or interplanetary crap. I love you. I'm kind of ready to go if you are. All right, honey. What other Christmas presents? You got me other ones, but I can't remember right now. And he keeps wanting to buy me clothes, but no, don't buy me any more clothes. I'm giving away stuff to Goodwill. Come springtime, I'll be even a little bit skinnier maybe, and I'll let you buy me something sexy, okay? Yeah. You better believe it. You better believe it. You're crazy. Not hello, the Beatles. The Beatles are here. Richie, you better believe it. Yeah. You better believe it. Richie, you're going on tour again? My God, can't you stay home for 5 minutes? I get so tired reading about you and Paul going on tour every minute. Holy shit. All I want to do is lay on the fucking bed and go, ugh. Well, that's what you're allowed to do, not us. Sorry, there's no rest for the weary. Really, no. But your convalescence is paying off in a big way, and you know what? Before long, you're gonna be remembering these days laying in bed, and you're gonna hardly believe what you'll be up to next. Really? Johnny, what are they saying to me? I don't even know what to say. What do you got planned? All right. Mom and Dad, this has been a watershed day for you. So many ways. Confronting, the old brothers. Boy, they didn't see that one coming. They really thought, you're gonna. Every time John springs something on them, That's the thing. His methods are unscrupulous or scrupulous. I don't know. Mom, you don't know the words unscrupulous? Well, his methods are scrupulous, right? Okay. And he waits years sometimes, He waited a couple of years before, and they get real comfortable. Like, okay, Lynn's quiet. She doesn't care about us anymore. And then John hits him right between the eyes. Did the same thing with Christopher's family. It's that holiday season backlash, Yeah. John is a very vigilant flame. He casts a light, and he is in it to heal you by every and any possible means. And I know you're tired. I know I keep saying that. I don't mean to keep telling you that. I don't. But you will feel like that unbelievable unburdening tomorrow morning after you've gotten a good night's sleep. I think I'm feeling that unburdening now, Mom. Dad, Dad, this morning you were so upset saying how that biological family of mine failed me. I felt your heartbreak so acutely. Please don't feel bad. I've had a very interesting life, and I always knew that this love was out there for me, and this was the biggest surprise to find out at the age of 50 that John is my one. Everything has been more than worth it, and I would do it all over again, every bit of it I would, as long as this was the outcome. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.